Hello, welcome to another episode of The Profit Architect. Today I'm going to be discussing DIY marketing and if it's something you should do or not do. This came about because there's a lot of people who will, based on their budget or what they see or just ideas, maybe they are thinking about doing ads, but they don't have time to figure it out. So instead of hiring an agency or finding cousin Joe to do it, they just figure they'll do it themselves. So I want to kind of go over a little bit about why it doesn't really work. And a lot of it comes down to a simple question like, you ever wonder why you see that local shop that's like 50% off and it doesn't really get anybody through the door? Maybe you've done something, similar. Sorry, dealing with allergies. Um, it's not just you really, it's your advertising, it's your marketing, and there are ways you can do it yourself and actually figure out how to do it. So today I'm going to kind of go over some really bad do it yourself marketing things and things you should avoid that maybe you've done, maybe you don't do, or maybe just as a reminder that in that whim when you're like I need something to put out, you don't don't do that. Instead, spend a little bit of time with it. Then I want to go over some ones that I found that aren't too bad, where they could be improved. And this is various local businesses. This applies to larger like coaching offers, stuff like that. But I tend to see the worst marketing in local businesses. It's easier to find, to be perfectly honest. Um, and then I'll sort of give you a breakdown of things you can do to improve your marketing. And if you're going to do it yourself, how you can do it, at least give yourself the best chance possible at it. Okay. So, um, one of the reasons why a lot of small businesses struggle with the DIY marketing is they don't really understand what marketing is supposed to do. A lot of times they think, oh, it's marketing is simply, telling people that there's a sale. Well, that is a type of marketing that's not really going to do you any good. Or you don't actively promote because you feel like you are harassing people or they don't want to hear from you. And that tends to be very wrong as well. So it's one of those things where you really want to take a few minutes to consider who it is you're talking to, what your offer is, and how long you want it to last. Okay. So let me get this. Sorry if it's like jumping around a little bit. Let's jump into this a little bit here. Let me see here. So a lot of times you might see an ad. The ones that you can think of, at least when I was younger, stores used to have like 50% off and they just had a big sign out. Or like liquidation sale that sticks around for 6 months. It's very vague. And the problem is that vague doesn't really work these days. Even if you had a liquidation sale, it would do better if you specified particular products. Liquidation sale of coffee tables until the end of May or something like that, as opposed to just sort of this nebulous everything is on sale. That never really tends to work. You don't want to be too broad. And there are some dangers to being too specific, but most of the time that's not a problem either. So you don't want it to be like a mystery. Um, and it also doesn't give me a reason to shop with you. So in this case, say we're using furniture stores. If I see three furniture stores, chances are they're all running sales at the same time. So why should I pick one over the other? Outside of branding, if I know a particular brand or whatever. But if I just see three stores and I'm like, what do most people end up doing? They waste their time going to each one. And every store they have to go into makes them want to buy less because they're having a hard time discerning why they should purchase from any particular location. Same thing goes with pretty much all the other offers. How many gyms are in your local area? How many gyms say the same thing? Oh, 2 weeks free, oh, trial, whatever, free classes, but that doesn't tell me why I should go to your gym over the one next door. Sometimes people think that has to do with pricing, but that isn't always the case because people aren't just looking for how far they can get with their money. Some are, but not everybody. Most people are trying to get a specific outcome, and these advertising methods kind of suck because you're not giving anybody a reason why they should shop with you. They don't know what it is that's a discount or on sale or whatever versus anywhere else, and they assume it's going to go on forever. And most of the time, with local businesses, they just leave the sales running the whole time. The next thing you could see is, and I always thought this was very bizarre. I think Planet Fitness did this for a while. It was like, Planet Fitness, get your gym membership. We have free pizza. It's kind of confusing because if you're trying to get people who want to lose weight and get into shape, why are you offering free pizza? I understand the incentive. but it kind of goes against the purpose of somebody looking for a gym. So if somebody's looking for a gym, they're not looking for pizza, right? They're looking either to get in better shape, have, easier time flexing, look a certain way. Like there's many reasons why. Eating pizza is not one of them. And yet that was like one of their selling offers. Now I'm not saying it's a good or bad one. It's the wrong sort of message to promote to the people. So you really want to dial in what it is you're looking for. So I pulled up some examples and that I found on the interwebs here, and I want to show them to you because I think it'll help sort of you get what it is I'm trying to say here. So let me change this. Here we go. Okay. So this is just through Facebook's Facebook ads library. I also went to Yelp and a few other places that I could find something. All right. So in this case, we have, I'll start here. This is a fitness studio. I don't know these places. I just went looking and this is kind of what I found. So we have this one, which is move your way, feel your power. Your workout should feel as strong and dynamic as you are. A Valkyrie, blah, blah, training with expert coaching to help you build this. So this isn't too bad. It's like, hey, we're going to help you do this. This is more of the ad that I was like, this is kind of like a meaningless ad. Fitness that feels like fun. So it depends. Is the audience you're going after looking for fun in their fitness, or are they looking for something else? Because you say exercise doesn't have to be intimidating. It can be playful, intuitive, and feel great. It's not a bad message, right? But at the same time, who are you trying to get? People who really want to get into shape, or are you trying to get people who want to think about getting into shape? Like that's kind of the difference between the two messages, right? I think this is okay, but like for limited time we're offering 14 days free to experience the magic for yourself. No pressure, no expectation, just moving connection and fun. I mean, okay, but it just says for a limited time, but there's no actual deadline. It says claim your spot, which is okay. Like it's not bad, but it's not necessarily people are going there for fun. I mean, most people don't think about exercise as fun, and you might be attracting the wrong kind of client. Like the move your way, feel your power. So that's one of them. This one's a plumbing one. Now, the plumbing and the ones like the roofers and stuff like that tend to have the hardest time because they don't understand the platform. So if we're on Facebook, people on Facebook are not looking for a plumber. It doesn't mean they don't need one, or a roofer. It doesn't mean they don't need one, but they're not actively looking for one. So if you have an ad that says something like, got a leaky faucet? Hiring a plumber can save you money in the long run. Say goodbye to wasted water and hello to lower bills. Get fixed today. I highly doubt people are going to click on this ad. And that's because if they have a leaky faucet and they need to get it fixed, they're either actively going on Google or they're calling somebody. They're not waiting till their doom scroll runs across a baby in a sink and go, oh yeah, this drip is annoying. Let me call them. Plus, there's no reason to call them. Like, okay, you just say got a leaky faucet, have a plumber. You're a plumbing company, and you're just saying have anybody come out and take care of it, right? There's nothing in here that tells me why I should contact you versus literally any other plumber. You're basically advertising for all of the other plumbers, and I'm sure they appreciate it. But why would you do this to your business? So the next one we have here is, since 1986, we have proudly served the beautiful Flathead Valley, providing exceptional plumbing repair. For good God, man, we don't want to know the biography or the history of your business. I'm not saying it's not a bad, well, I am saying it's a bad thing to have. Don't have this, right? Don't do this. Like nobody's reading this and they're like, oh yeah, these guys have been here since 1986 and they have expertise for every project. I should call them, right? Save water by calling a plumber. Like, what are you doing? Just what are you doing? Now, this could be like a conglomerate company where a bunch of plumbers go in, but they've got a specific logo. They got a shirt. They got a baby in a sink. This is the bad marketing I'm talking about. There's no compelling reason for me to click on this ad. There's no reason for me to call them. There's no reason for me to engage with them over anybody else. And I don't even know why I wouldn't just keep scrolling. Mostly because blue and white is the color of Facebook and your ad has a lot of blue in it. So it's going to blend in, right? So now we have this other one. It says, when it looks like you have a plumbing adventure ahead, call the best. Number one in the number two business. Now that's kind of funny, but um, what? Like I don't have a reason to call you. You know what I mean? Like, especially if I have young kids, I don't have an immediate need to call you. I just don't. You would be much better off by saying at least something like, hey, when it looks like you have a plumbing adventure ahead, right? Call the best. New families or young families get this discount or get a free whatever until this date. You know, call us now. Don't wait until it's a severe problem. Something along those lines. Like, give them a reason to call you, not just like, hey, we're clever. We're clever and funny and we're talking about poop. Well, we are plumbers. Like, okay. Then we got roofers, right? So remember, you're like scrolling on Facebook, you're going past all the people who hate everybody and hate everything, and they're like, you know, everybody's yelling at everybody, and then you see like funny cat videos, and there's like a random kid who's built a mountain out of piano that's clearly AI, and all the old people are like, amazing, right? And then you come across this, where it's like, hey, St. Louis, this person here, your local trusted roofer by Trust Me Bro. Like, it wouldn't be hard to have a testimonial, but okay. We just wanted to use this post to introduce ourselves to the community. We are a well-run, family-operated company. What does this mean to you, right? Fair prices. If you need a roof replacement quote, a small repair, we can help you out. Our payment plan options are also available to all our customers. I don't know why they wouldn't be. To get the best roofing of experience in this place, click Get Quote. Are you serious? Like, once again, if I have a roof problem, I'm not waiting on Facebook for some random ad about somebody who's telling me to trust you, bro, and saying you've got fair prices based it on Trust Me Bro for my quote. Like, I'm just not. Why would I engage with you? If anything, I'll read this and be like, oh yeah, the leak's been annoying. Let me go like look somebody up who's got a special going on, who's got an offer, who's got a reason for me to call them to come out outside of Trust Me Bro. Now, they might be a newer company, and so what I would say is don't put the Trust Me Bro in there. Just don't. You know what I mean? Like, maybe see a few people first, ask if you can look at their roofs, have them give you a testimonial just for like what the experience was like. That we have something better than Trust Me Bro. This is really bad, and this is rampant in the roofing space too. Like, it's the same text with different images of the roof. You know what I mean? Like, okay, besides the fact that these houses are huge, and I don't live in this area, so I don't know if this might be a normal everyday roof or not, but these houses roofs look perfect. Even this one, like this one's good. They're actually doing the work. So if you're going to do something like, okay, but who needs help with roof repairs or replacement? Like, not anybody on Facebook who's doom scrolling. Chances are that you're calling somebody ahead of time. There's a much better way to do this, which instead of doing this, be like, you know, hey, I'm this person. I'm a local roofer. Maybe they just came into the area because they're saying introduce myself to the community. And they could say, I know I'm new, but there are a few things you need to look out for before you hire a roofer. So if you're thinking about getting your roof inspected, or maybe you have already, before you get your new roof, download my free guide that tells you the 10 things you need to ask or something like that. Now you've got a few things on the table. You're getting their name and email, maybe their information. You know they're looking for a roof, or they've had somebody come out and inspect their roof, and you're becoming more of a trusted resource, because instead of saying, hey, let me go out to your house and look at your roof and give you a quote, you're saying, hey, let me give you some free resources to make this experience easier for you. It's a way better angle than this. But like I said, this is the rough stuff, right? Let me turn this one off. That's why I said these yoga ones are a little bit better. Let's see. Now we got another roofing place. It's like, I know. So this is how the ad starts. Remember, doom scrolling, hate, cats meowing, you know, kid in Ethiopia builds the pyramids, AI image everybody loves. And then it's like, I know, $8,000 for a roof. That's crazy. Roofs are like 15K. Like, no, nobody. This is what we call starting a conversation in the middle, and the people aren't having this conversation. So you're assuming that they think, first off, that $8,000 for a roof is cheap when they might think it's a lot, or they might think it's about normal. So we don't know where they are in this conversation. And they're like, hey, that's crazy, right? Well, sort of, but not really. It has to do with size, difficulty, and material. So even in this, it's like, well, yeah, that's like for a shed, right? So we're not really saying the roof for a house. And then he's like, that's a fair price. Thing is, there's a fair price. Based on what? Based on Trust Me Bro? Like the insurance company, I forget who it was. I forget the name of them, but they used to have the comparison rate thing where you could go to them and they would show you the rates of their four competitors. That's way better than saying that's a fair price because they could show you the price based on what their competitors are saying. So it would be, and it's harder to do in an ad like this, but it's like, hey, you know, if you were to ask around to these guys, they would quote this much. These guys quote this much. These guys quote this much. So the more, like, I'm trying to save you time because the reality of it is that's about what it is. The problem is it's more than you were expecting, right? That's why it's like there's pricing that's so insanely ridiculous, but we don't know what that is. Here's my name. This is how I run my business. First and foremost, I do amazing work based on, trust me, bro. Roofers are the worst at this. They love their trust me, bro. It's not hard if you are a good roofer to get somebody to say something nice about you on the spot while you're there, or just to ask them. You don't have to toot your own horn. Anybody who's like, I'm amazing, like, let me tell you something. I'm amazing, right? Based on me, and I'm a reliable source about me, and I'm amazing. So therefore, you should hire me. I mean, why would you even talk to anybody else? I just told you I was amazing, and all of the people that you've discussed here about me have told you I'm amazing. So that's like, come on. This is the problem. This is why you're not going to get a lot of clicks. I mean, you might if somebody's house is caving in on them, but no one's going to think they're being charged 200% more than what it should really cost until they get a bunch of quotes, right? You don't have anything in here that's telling them not to price shop. If anything, you're insisting they price shop so that they can compare your price to your competitors. You're literally asking for more competition and a longer sales cycle. These are bad ads, right? It just is. Like, hey, my name is this. I've been roofing forever, blah, blah, blah. Call me here. Okay. Why? Full roof replacement are many tens of thousands of dollars. Maybe most people get the roofs replaced through insurance and they don't have to pay that much. So they're not thinking about just for the hell of it getting their roof replaced, right? It's impossible to replace a roof without completely breaking the bank or using insurance. Like, this is just one of those fields where they like to pretend that the person's paying the full price. But anybody who needs to have their roof replaced, most likely, not saying all the time, but most likely has insurance. And so they're not footing the bill. They're not breaking the bank to do it. I mean, they might be because of how tight things have been lately, but they're not paying 15, 20K for the roof themselves. Insurance is dealing with a lot of it. So a lot of this is going to fall on deaf ears. They're immediately going to be like, well, are you saying I should pay for the roof out of pocket? Because I don't want to do that. So this is where a lot of these ads fall short. Like, don't, if you're in roofing, you should assume most people are going to get it through insurance. Like, if you're a doctor and you're seeing patients, you can assume most of your patients are coming there with insurance. It doesn't mean that's what you want. And there's a way to attract people who are there for cash. But you should assume if the industry standard is I have insurance for this, your ads talking to people as if they don't are going to fall on deaf ears. Like, that's just a bad idea. All right. So what else we have? Well, then we have places like Yelp, right? So I have a few here and I kind of want to highlight what people do on Yelp and kind of what it looks like. So we have one that's okay. So this guy's claimed this business, right? On the side here, which you might not be able to see because it's kind of, let me go there. It's kind of off that way, depending on if you're watching on Instagram or not. But it's like, hey, get pricing, choose what you want, handyman, plumbing, lights, you know, click the get pricing button. And then it's got some videos or whatever, some photos, and this is all fine. But if I'm looking for a plumber, for example, Yelp has like 100 of these entries and they all kind of say the same thing. Like, they all have these same sort of things. Some have more photos than others. Having, you know, this stuff here is good. Like, I don't know what any of this stuff is, but it's like, okay, you've got reviews, which is good. But it's like, okay, if I compare that to the next one, which is a little better, right? Still has the stuff off to that side. I think my camera's flipped. But this one at least has like this online coupon picture, right? Which is a little bit better because all of them let you do it. They let you put photos and videos in. So why would you not put your offer on your Yelp page? And they don't say you can't, so you put it in there. So now you have to click on it and it pops up and it's like, hey, it's a little hard to see the way they do the photos, but it's like online coupon. Here's the number. Here's our website. $100 off of this, $100 off of that, $40 off this. You know, okay, obviously I can tell it's going to be expensive just based on the coupons here, but it's better than nothing. This is like a middle of the road. At least I can see what your offers are. Whereas the first one's got nothing, right? There's nothing here. This one at least has some offers. And then we have this one, which is a bit better, right? Now, I know that sometimes they might be paying for this and stuff like that. Another thing to look at is like the number of reviews. So I have 5 reviews at 5 stars. I have 1 review at 5 stars. I have 207 reviews at 4.6. Now, even though the other ones are 5 stars, I'm probably more likely going to go with this one just because of the sheer number of people who've reviewed this company. I can actually go through and get a much better idea of what the experience is like. They still have the thing off to that side, which has like the click here to get pricing. I think that's probably just part of what Yelp does. But as you go into it, like they really ham it up, right? And what do I see here? Free, like in big shiny letters, free, sale, special offer, super sale, right? And these are almost offer specific. So as in this one, it's just sort of like one coupon that has a whole bunch, and it's like online coupon. It's kind of hard to see. The colors sort of meld together, right? This one, it's a little bit poppier, right? And this one, it's like if I click on these, I see like $100 off on all slab leak repairs. So there's no minimum. There's no, like the other one was like $1,000 minimum. There's no minimum. It's just here, right? And then it shows, let me see if I can't get out of this. $25 off sewer jetter service. And then there's photos of that special offer, right? And down here, it's say may not go towards trip charge. So, you know, they have a bunch of stuff, whatever. And then we have this one, which is like free sewer camera service with drain cleaning. I can't wait to see the inside of my sewers, but hey, you know, whatever, it's there. And it's free. And then they have a super sale, $100 off on all water heater installations. So this is better in the sense that they're highlighting 4 very specific offers. What's missing from this is any kind of deadline. So they don't have like St. Patrick's Day special or, you know, the end of Caesar special or E2 Brute because it's March when I'm making this video. So like, you don't have any of that stuff, right? Or end of winter or start of spring, whatever it is. So one of those would make it a little bit better because then it would be time specific. So somebody's looking at this, and so things they might be thinking about doing and, you know, normal is either drain cleaning or water heater service, water heater installation or water heater service, which is missing on all of these, which is silly to me. Why would you not have like a water heater flush, which is a basic maintenance routine that everyone needs to do that almost nobody does, is a very low cost offer that you could put at a discount to get into somebody's house to look at their water heater, look at their plumbing, check for things like cracks and repairs to see if there's a bigger job you can provide. And if not, you've made contact with a customer, and by providing really good service, when they have a problem, they're calling you, right? None of these guys do this. None of them show up even on Facebook. It blows my mind that they would just ignore something that's that obvious. Okay. So we've got, you know, the bad, the okay, and the And now we have some med spas. Med spas do a little bit better of a job because they tend to have offers for a specific thing, but they're still missing out on like the time frame. So in this one, this is saying like, hey, Dallas and surrounding areas, reverse the signs of aging. So if you're talking to women, they want to reverse the signs of aging skin with one of our clients' favorite laser skin resurfacing, which is better than saying, which is, you know, our favorite laser skin resurfacing that all our clients love. It's kind of the same thing, a little different. Talks about what they're getting, right? No downtime, no needles, amazing results. It gets so many 5-star reviews, which I would love to see, but they probably have them on their site. But hey, if you're listening, wouldn't hurt to put 1 or 2 in here, or you can just take, you know, the little bit of what they're saying and slap it in the ad. Limited time, but there is no deadline on this limited time. So big issue there. 50% off laser skin resurfacing. There's issues with this, which I'll get to in a minute, but laser skin resurfacing is an advanced treatment. So they tell you a little bit here. They tell you down here, which is a little far, but it's okay. Advanced treatment that works to diminish fine lines, sun damage, redness, and more, right? Click below and claim your offer. And then they have the 50% off skin. This is better. You're at least telling them specifically what they're going to get, some of the benefits of what they're getting, how much the discount is, providing them with some insight, a little bit more insight into what the offer is. This one's probably a better one. It's got a video. I'm not going to play it, but the one over here. This one's got a video on it, which probably is like a product demonstration, which is really good for products like this. So people can see what exactly is happening. And that's a good place to be. So you have that. And then, of course, you have Groupon. Groupon's a good place you can check if you want to see kind of a mixture of okay and really good ads, but then they're really bad at follow up. So you have things like 20 units of Botox, revitalize your skin with 1 of 3 Trinity laser. So these tend to be very feature specific. Like this is what you're getting, but it doesn't really go into the benefits of why you should get it. The discounts right there, stuff like that. So they tend to do a better job, but they don't always, right? It's just one of those things where it can be a little rough. But that's another place you can go to like see competitors and what they're saying and how they're offering things, right? So that's kind of like the bad and the okay. What we didn't see were any that really like knocked it out of the park, that were like, wow, this is a really good offer. And most of the time that's because, as I started this video with, is the people are DIYing it, right? You're guessing. And a lot of times what you're doing is you are copying ads from your competitors. The reason why all the roofer ads look the same is because they're looking at other roofers and they're saying, I'm just going to do what that guy does because I think he gets a lot of business. This is the same thing with the plumbers or the med spas. And this is a fundamentally flawed way of creating your marketing. Not because it's a bad idea, but because you don't know if there are better ideas out there. You're not even looking. You're just sort of like, hey, that guy used Elmer's glue to hold his bumper onto his car, so can I. Like, what are you doing? Like, and I know sometimes even you'll see this in ad agencies. They have like one type of ad that they'll use and they just sort of copy and paste it onto every client that they get. 20% of the time it works. So they bring 10 clients in, they keep 2 and they ditch the other 8. And then they rinse and repeat. And at the end of the year, they've got like 20 clients that are super happy. And it makes it seem like they're these amazing kick-ass agency, but really they've got no clue what they're doing because the 20 that made it, they've got 80 that burned and flamed out and did nothing, right? But you'll never hear about that because why would they talk about it? So, so that's kind of what it looks like. So my question would be, before you try and put, so now that's like, we've done that, we just covered like bad ads and okay ads, which is pretty much what you're going to see if you go looking out there. The question is, if you're going to DIY and you're not going to hire somebody such as myself who can help you craft your offer and come up with some big ass stuff to really get people in your door buying your products, what can you do yourself so that it doesn't suck like this? The first thing I would say is you really need to identify what is a great offer, especially for your business. And the way you want to look at it is you kind of want to look at it in a few different stages. The first one is, what is it? But you don't want to spend a lot of time on it, like laser skin resurfacing age peeling device. Nobody knows what that is. They spend a little bit of time sort of describing it. But if you have something that you know is really cool, but it's very heavy on the jargon, you need to dumb it down into something that makes more sense to them. So you can still tell them, oh, it's our laser aging reversing thing. But then what you have to do is you have to do what I call the emotional payoff. You have to explain in a benefit, usually emotional ridden way, how that's going to help them. This futuristic laser tech, or this, more common laser technology, takes off the wrinkles, the aging, I don't know what it is, but you get the idea. It's like something like that. If I were to look at it in the sense of a jam, instead of saying, hey, we have like 52 classes a week and we're open 24/7, those are kind of the features. The benefit would be, we'll have a class going anytime you're available, so you don't have to warp your schedule around hours. We accommodate you. We want to make it easy for you to get in the shape that you want to be in, which is why we're open 24/7 and we have an abundance of classes that rotate on a regular basis. So if you can't make it Tuesday at 8, you can make it Wednesday at 9 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, the emotional payoff needs to be there as far as why that's a good thing for them. What are they going to benefit out of it? Okay. Almost all of these, which I said several times, are missing urgency, which is the whole purpose of urgency is, okay, if I want this, why should I take action right now as opposed to waiting possibly forever or going with your competitor, right? Everybody's tired at the end of the day. Everybody works really hard, and that you have to convince somebody to take an action that they don't normally take. And if you don't give them a reason to get up and take that action, they'll forget that they were even interested in it till much later. Now, if you have an offer that goes on seemingly forever without any hard deadlines, they'll never have a reason to take you up because they'll always know that offer is there. Now, I'm not saying you end really good offers, but you need to change it up so that they know that they should take action on this, or at least let them know that it's going to change. Next thing you want to do is make it very simple. You don't want to make it a hard offer. You don't want to be like, to qualify for this offer, go here, sign up, print this out, cut it out, attach your favorite origami goose to it, bring it in on the Thursday after 4 p.m. with 3 chocolate mints. I know not a lot of businesses do that, but there are some that do that make it really complicated. There are many times I've gone someplace and I've gotten like a coupon in my email. And when I get there, it says, print out this email to get the discount. What? And it's in tiny letters. What do you mean print it out? Right? No, you sent it to me in email. Let me use my phone to show you. If you wanted a printout, mail it to me, right? Like, don't ask me to do something. Usually when, say it's like a deal for an oil change or something, I'm probably driving when I see this, or I'm hanging out something like, oh, I need an oil change. Wait, didn't I have a coupon for that? Let me get that done today. I'm not sitting at home and printing it out and making this big plan and making sure it's in the car. You got to stop with all that nonsense. Make it very simple. You also want to make sure it matches your client. Like I said, in the fitness one, that's great for targeting busy professionals, right? That kind of offer is very appealing to somebody who's very busy or has a varied schedule. Maybe they're a gig worker, they're working a bunch of gigs, but they're trying to get in shape. It is not very appealing to like a 60 or 70-year-old who potentially has a lot more free time on their hands, wants everything in the morning and doesn't want to be crowded and, doesn't care if the gym's open 24/7. They want the personal touch. So that ad would change based on who it is you're trying to go after. That market message match that needs to happen. The next thing is, it's like the value proposition, what it is they're getting. So if you were to say 2 weeks free, it would be better to say, like, we want to give you, say your gym costs, say your gym costs $50 a month. Instead of saying 2 weeks free, be like, we want to give you a $25 gift card to our gym so you can experience our gym for free, right? So when they get there and they're like, it's $25, monthly is $50. Oh yeah, we can give you 2 weeks free of our gym membership. It's a different way of saying 2 weeks free. And because it's different, it'll stand out more. And because they understand the value of it, it'll have more impact versus just a random arbitrary number, right? And last thing is credibility, which I touched on a bunch. This is the trust me bro problem. If you have testimonials, use them. If you don't have testimonials, don't bring it up. Anybody who says, trust me, I'm awesome, nobody believes you. They just don't. It's a very hard sell to get somebody to be like, oh yeah, you are awesome. The only way somebody will believe that is if you were referred. So if I don't have any testimonials, but I have a friend and they go, hey, if I have a friend and I tell his friend, hey, go check this guy out, and then he goes and he sees you, all of that, trust me, bro, I'm amazing, gets ignored because it is a referral from a credible source. So get actual reviews from real users. Don't use anything fake. Don't use AI. Get real reviews. It's not hard. If you don't know how to get real reviews and you've been in business for 6 months or longer, for the love of God, ask me how to do it. I will just tell you how you can get reviews, because there's no reason you shouldn't be able to get them unless you really suck at what you do or your product is horrible, in which case fix that first. Okay. So we kind of covered offers, the DIY marketing. Like I said, if you want a DIY market, that's fine. Keep these things in mind, right? What it is you're giving them, what is the benefit, the emotional payoff to what it is they're getting, why they should take action now, what is the urgency, what is the reason why they should take you up this moment. Make sure it's easy to get the offer. Don't make it complicated. No obstacle courses, no 15 hoops, no 3 chocolates on the Thursday after 3 p.m., right? Make sure it matches who you're talking to. Like I said, you have the busy professional who needs to go to the gym, and you have an older person who needs to go to the gym. They both want to get and go to the gym for various reasons. You have different motivations that are going to cause them to want to go there. Make sure you're addressing the right market. You cannot put out a blanket statement for everybody in the area. It'll fall on deaf ears. You need to segment your market out and figure out who your offer is targeted towards. And yes, you can run more than offer than once. You could have that one gym that's targeting the busy professional with one offer and targeting the elderly people with a different offer. There's nothing wrong with that, because the people who are busy professionals are going to ignore the offer that is for the older people, same way around, because it's not targeting them, it's not talking to them, so they're not going to pay attention to it. And then, of course, make sure they understand the value of what they're getting and your credibility. Do those things, even if you're just sort of roughing it on yourself, throwing Elmer's glue, using a hammer when you should be using tape, using kid scissors when you should be using adult scissors, or an X-Acto knife. At least it'll get you closer to a better DIY marketing package. But when you're ready for the, when you're ready for the big boys, talk to me. I'm more than happy to help you out, see what you're currently doing. If anything, I'll be more than willing to help you with your first offer. But it all starts with you being willing to take that step. So this is, I'm Eric, the Profit Architect. Hope you got some useful information out of this. Until next time, please don't be a googly-eyed do-it-yourself marketer. Be smart. Talk to you guys next time.